Good morning, my Rhema Bible Training Center College and Christian family. This is yours truly, Brother H. I like that. Brother H. Ooh, there's some blood there. Where'd that come from? See that? Yeah, a little blood there. Bright red blood, too. I'll figure out in just a second. Everything that come from, Lord. I'll figure that out. Brother H. Coming live and direct to you. Getting ready to go work out. I just wanted to just thank God for a wonderful day as I'm shaving and prepared to go out to the track, to walk the track, to with my walker, to stand on my legs, to strengthen my muscles. It's a slow process. I remember just 7 months ago being in a rehabilitation center called Harborview, and I could not move my legs. I lost all the little bit of muscle that I had in my legs and was unable, and I repeat, unable to lift my legs out of, just lift them up 6 inches from the bed. I was literally paralyzed in the bed because I had no muscles in my legs or in my arms. All I could think about was the fact I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I had no understanding what the future held. I didn't know how long it would take. I just knew that in my mind, I have to get out of here. I had a job. I lost a job. I got a job. Pretty much ever since I graduated from OU in 2009, after the mortgage-backed security crisis, I had a job. And I was starting, I really thought, man, I'm set. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I have a job. Yes, I said Atlanta, Georgia, because no offense, but yes, offense. I'm going to say an offense to all you out there who are part of this. Ooh, I see where the blood coming from. Okay, it's on my fingertip. Interesting. Yeah, it's on my fingertips. Weird. Okay. See where it comes from. Let's just try to figure out where it's coming from. Yeah, I see it on my fingertips. I couldn't get a job after I was laid off from AT&T because the company had to downsize every year a certain number of people in order for the stockholders to be paid. So the first thing that you do when it comes to jobs is you fire people. That's the first rule. You fire people. And so once you fire them, then what happens is you, one second. You then keep doing that same process. Merge and acquisition equals firing and hiring. So merge and acquisition equals firing and hiring, right? So I'm frustrated because of the fact that, number one, I just got a job 2012. I'm really excited about having this job. I'm 37. In my mind, I'm young, but just be real, in corporate America world, I'm old. 37? You're supposed to have your job at that time for 17 years of service. So if I had done the right thing and went to the military and stayed and didn't mess up, I would have had, a military career, retired at 37 because I went in at 17. And then I'll be doing my second tour job as a retiree from the military. That was what the path should have been. That's not what happened. Okay. So unfortunately, I rebound and I went back to school and I forced myself to get a degree in business. Graduated with that degree. It's one of the difficult times of my life because I went to Bible college in 2001 to serve and seek the Lord. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made. But when it came down to my natural life, like how do I deal with, just living in America today? Racism and prejudice, all that stuff still remained. So I come to Atlanta because honestly, I didn't believe that God was going to help me get a job in Oklahoma after 2 years of applying to jobs there. And I mean 2 hard years. No money to pay for the gas costs. We're talking right during the mortgage-backed security crisis. So, I graduate right in the peak of mortgage-backed TARP security crisis that was caused by The Republicans back in 2001 through 2007, that housing boom that all of us probably forgotten, that's going to come back around again. And like millions of people graduated during the crisis of COVID, how are they doing, right? Well, that was kind of my COVID experience. So after going through that, and I come to Atlanta, and then I meet a beautiful lady who, thank God for the black church, because it wasn't the world, it wasn't LinkedIn, it was none of those things. It was the black church helping a black man have the opportunity to get a job that he definitely deserved. But just like the whole aspect of Mr. Charlie Kirk and his rhetoric that's been said by many racist people over the last eons of time, anytime I get a job as African American, there's some European person that's not getting one. Well, that's a fact across the board. If one person's hired, another one is not hired. But that doesn't mean it's racism. So he, of course, was killed, assassinated by a Mormon. Yeah, by a European, a Mormon. So it's almost funny because people would have thought, oh, it's going to be, African, right? Because that's the one thing the world wants to happen. They want to see a war, civil war again in our country. Yeah, that's right. I said it. And the fact of the matter is that war, it may happen, but there's a lot of prayer partners like me that are praying against it. Hallelujah. A lot of people that are praying against it. So when it came down to it, I was shocked because, again, I graduate. I'm looking for the opportunities that I can find. I can't find one. And then I'm going to go outside real quick, start the workout. And then all of a sudden, years go by. I get on with AT&T, doing phenomenal, right? But it was one thing I wasn't doing right. And I have to always be honest with anyone. I have to always be honest with all of you. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't taking care of my body. I wasn't putting that first, second, third, fourth, fifth. You know what I was doing? Chasing women. Trying to get married, trying to find someone to marry, right? Trying to get into a marriage and have kids. But the biggest thing I realized was that because I didn't have a good health, physical fitness, I'm not going to be able to do that. So when this is up happening, this happens. And so it's been a very good life lesson, I guess I can call it. A good life lesson. Because the lesson I can say I've learned from this experience is take care of your body. Do the right thing. You only get one chance. And then once you lose it, it's gone. Some people don't get 2 chances. Definitely not 3. So, sorry for the noise. I'm right now moving everything. Yeah. And so basically, as we go out here, going to go on this walker, you hear the noise of the chair, man. All right. Mm-hmm. Hey, Miss Haley. See you later. Hey, sir. How you doing, sir? Yes, sir. Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. Okay. I like that. It's motivation there. I like that. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. So basically, what I basically was shocked because of the fact that I was kind of like in awe due to the fact that I just didn't have a lot of a lot of time to really focus on my health. I had LA Fitness memberships, microphone, my family. I'm talking LA Fitness memberships for like 8-9 years. I just paid every month out of my own check, $50 first. It was like $34 a month. Then went to 39, then went to 49, then went to 59, 69. I think it's like now $59 a month. I paid so much that they come back to me and they say, hey, we want to get you back in. I can't wait to get back in this time. So let's get up the hill. So overall, turn around backwards, go backwards. So what a beautiful sun out here. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful sun this morning. And I'm loving it. Beautiful. Goal right now is to walk maybe 2 laps around this wonderful treadmill and do my own thing. Everyone watches, they stick, but they don't do anything. Instead of watching, they need to do something. Life is about movements. Life is about taking responsibility. You can't just watch and let the world pass you by. You got to take advantage of it. It's one life lesson I can tell you right now. You have to know. You got to take responsibility, self-responsibility. Move. It's got to be, you got to deal with the pain. That's the fact. I remember one of the things I was dealing with when I was in the hospital was the pain. Oh my God, the pain. Pain, my knee pain, my leg pain, my ankle pain, oxycodone, all that crap. And the sad part about it was instead of sitting there and being mad, I kept fighting. You gotta fight, man. You gotta motivate yourself. You gotta push. You know what I'm saying? Can't play around. So, as a brother who's talking to myself and telling past stories of what I've been through, and documenting this so that I have it for online forever and ever. The ultimate goal that I want to make sure you understand is this. People around you, they're going to watch, they're going to learn, they're going to see, but they're not going to do. They'll spend more time watching and watching others, but they won't actually do what it takes because they're not willing to. It ain't because they can't. We all have walkers, we all have wheelchairs, we all have the ability to move. But one of the worst parts about it is blood pressure, blood pressure, blood pressure. Today, I started realizing as I was in the room that the foods that we eat, of course, have sodium. Sodium causes blood pressure. And it's on everything. It's on everything. So many fat, obese people out here eating overweight, horrible foods that have salt. So I realized when I first got out of the hospital, my blood pressure was like 117/80. I mean, it was gorgeous, man. I was having, for the first time in my life, great blood pressure. I also was like 170, 165 pounds. I've grown up to now 180. I'm trying to get back to 160. Before, just the last year, I was 280 pounds. And so being 280 pounds, I was like frustrated because of the fact that I was angry that I did not, quote unquote, do the right thing to keep the weight off. But I mean, I had lost everything. When I say I lost my muscles. I lost it all. You know, I lost everything. So for me, it was like, man, what do I do, right? What do I do? So I was frustrated because of the fact that I didn't like the aspects of, you know, being crippled, being in the hospital. The young lady that I was known for 13 years at the time that I was dating was like, treating me like crap. And I'm sitting there thinking about, man, life is so ridiculous. I'm so angry. And when I say treat me like crap, it was like, she never saw me sick. She always saw me with money. She always saw me having a house. She always saw me being able to pay the bills. She always saw me doing great. Fortunately, when I got the job in 2011 at AT&T, I was like, yeah, I'm pushing. I'm motivated. I'm pushing. I'm moving. I'm doing what I got to do. Then all of a sudden I go in the hospital. Then all of a sudden I have to play with the actual concept of mortality and death. I'm sitting there looking at IVs in my arms. I actually was so messed up that I actually pulled the IV out of my arm a couple times. They had to wrap my hands with wraps because the IV that was, I didn't even know I was doing this. I was under so much pain that I pulled the IV out of my arms. Nurse is like, you gotta get the IV in here or else. So for me, it was one of those things where I realized and learned that your motivation is the critical key. So, but I never forget those times. That's why I'm so glad, and I speak about it and I talk about it and I make these arguments about it, because it's to remind me of how I once was, right? I totally forgot about the memory of my hands being in the gloves until I watched the episode of a show called Evil on CBS, went to Paramount, and the show was about the supernatural connected with Catholicism history and, you know, their views on God and demons and hell and angels and, you know, penance and rosary and all that, which I don't agree with, but I have to know it because as a Protestant, if you don't understand the Catholic Church, that's the reason why you fully don't understand how incorporated they are within our Protestant churches. So there was a scene where David, who was a black man, who was an actor, wants to become a priest. He had lived a life of sin. He had lost, and it's kind of funny because it reminded me of myself in a lot of ways. He lost his love, his love of his life. She committed suicide, and he was brokenhearted. And so what did he do? He went to the faith. I lost my love. She went to prison. She murdered our kid. I was brokenhearted. And what did I do? On top of it, lost my mom 5 years later. So what did I do? I went to the faith. It was the best decision I ever made, though. Even though I understand some people say, man, you don't have to do all that. To me, it's my life, my journey, and I'm grateful I did it. So I went to a seminary in Oklahoma called Rhema. This gentleman joined the Catholic white church of Rome and was studying to be a priest. It's a 4-year seminary plan, and he's an assessor. He goes out for the church, and they're basically using him as a figurehead because the Catholic Church is notorious for having no Africans in there, even though it's been proven that the Catholic Church knows the original race of Yeshua being African. They've hidden it for thousands of years. And it wasn't until like the last 5 years where paintings have come up from the Catholic Church that they had in their vaults of the actual race of Yeshua. We're talking 1,000-year-old paintings that are available now that can be seen online. For many generations, people have debated on what is the race color of Yeshua. And many Europeans, of course, try to say he's not black, he's white. And so because Leonardo da Vinci was commissioned to create this individual, this person, this so-called Jesus that my grandmother believed was Jesus and many of my ancestors believed was Jesus, it's not about really the color of the race, but it's very important to understand who African people are, because they were telling me for generations, we're nothing, we're nobody. Yet every time we go through something that's horrible, we would come out, we overcome, but we don't necessarily come out victorious, but we haven't been destroyed, meaning that every other race will want to destroy African people. They can't. And that's the reason behind that, because of Yeshua, because of who Yah is. And Yah is like protecting us. So by understanding that, we can say, okay, your kids, my grandkids, great-grands, my brother's kids, they're going to still be here 500 years from now should Jesus not come back, should he tarry. So for me, it's frustrating because I love, by the Christ that's in me, all people, but all people that have so-called Christ in them don't love me. What is that? What's the interesting point about that? How does that apply, right? So for me, it's very frustrating, but at the same time, I just think that it's just an interesting point. So David's right now being in the hospital because he was attacked by one of the people he assessed. He's stabbed. He then starts to recover from that experience, and he has a nurse, and the nurse is evil. And so what she does is she drugs him. She drugs him with some type of concoction. Come to find out, the hospital was trying to get people to die, but they didn't want to let him die instantly. So it was like a slow progression of death. I'm grateful I'm out of the hospital because I never assumed that nurses would be evil, but they are out there. It's been known as court cases about nurses in nursing homes taking out senior citizens through drugs and IVs. And of course, those senior citizens don't have family to come visit. So guess what? You're just a victim. Well, when I was in the hospital, that's exactly how I was. I had no family here that was able to come see me. I didn't build a family. I'm living in Atlanta. I meet a girl who, her name was Shay, who I was in a relationship with off and on for about 13 years. I get sick, and instead of her coming in my aid, what was happening was she was coming at me like, while I'm in pain, while I'm literally didn't even notice, I'm bleeding. My arteries are bleeding. I'm having anemia, which is a loss of blood, iron, which is the life of human beings. So I was getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and she was like, you gotta get up, you gotta go, you gotta get out of here. And the things she was saying were correct, but I felt that something is not right in my body. So about 2 months of being in rehab, I went and called 911. It was December 31st, 2024. 911 picked me up, took me to the nearest hospital. Hospital was called Northside. The main hospital I was at was called Grady, and that's the one I went to. But it's a hospital for, those that are poor, which means that they don't have the top or the best medical equipment to be able to give you what you need. That's why we have insurance. Well, I lost my insurance, so when I lost my job, I lost my insurance. Losing my insurance meant that all that money I gave to those insurance companies, man, all the money they made off of me, I lost. So what ends up happening is I have to go to Grady. Shout out to Grady. But I didn't believe that Grady was helping me in this situation the second time. So I tell the ambulance, take me to Northside Hospital. Take me in. They immediately admitted me after an observation of about 6 hours. That visit turned to a 20-day visit. They put me in my private room. Everything that I had, of course, I owe, comes up to be $183,000 with taxes and with now extra fees. I got companies coming after me right now for that money, but I'm here doing this workout and this rehab, believing God to get back in shape, to have a job, to be able to take care of myself. So what ends up happening, they tell me, Henry, you have anemia. We got to give you a blood transfusion. Blood transfusion, what? I've given blood for years at the Red Cross, but I never had gotten a transfusion. That's right, never got one. But I've given it for years. So they're telling me, listen, if you don't get a blood transfusion, you could die. So the reason I was feeling like crap was because I was losing blood over those period of 2.5 months. And I didn't know it. I know now. So I get the blood transfusion. And did you ask for the tablet, Miss Haley? Not yet. Okay. What time did you give it in yesterday?
Gave it in around like 7:30.
Okay. Yeah, you should ask for the tablet.
I'm gonna ask for it after lunch.
Okay. Because Mr. Evans needed to call somebody, so I figured the best thing to do would be to basically, I would say, to basically let him call his family so that you can be able to have it. So I guess what I'll do is I'll get the tablet so I can let him make his phone call to his family members, but they may need to call back, and they may call. So if he asks you to use a tablet, if you could let him use it, that'd be great, because he has no phone either. And
I'm actually gonna let him use it first after lunch.
okay,
Lunch around 12,
okay,
and then I'll use it after that because I
okay,
need to call my husband.
okay, okay. Yeah. Hopefully he gets his family and friends will come visit him and bring him a phone. But, you know, sometimes people don't come and visit, so yeah.
Well, I don't have anyone to come visit me.
I know. It's like I'm like, wow. I wish they would come visit you.
I
You know.
know, but my mom is disabled,
Yeah.
and my stepmom doesn't drive too much
Yeah.
like that anymore.
Yeah.
And then my husband is in Indiana, so
He's in Indiana. Yeah.
until he's ready to come get me.
And he's ready to come get you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm praying for that. I'm praying for everything for you. Yeah.
I can't wait till he's ready to come get me.
You
So
can't wait. I know you can't wait. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you're like, yay, he's coming to get me. I won't be in Georgia anymore. I'll be in
Yeah.
Indiana.
Yes. Yes. Well, at least you got contact with him now for the last few months, so he knows where you are, and you said he's working on getting you a phone. So I hope that.
Well, he has the phone he's gonna give me. He just needs another phone for him,
Uh-huh.
and then the phone that he has is gonna go to me.
Yes, that's smart. Yeah. Yeah. Let him know. Let him know about those phones that I got. The one that I have, that free one, because maybe he can get you a free one under his name. But
No, he
he.
can't because he doesn't have
Oh.
food stamps.
Oh, I see.
He's in a different state.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah. Dang. I wish your mama could get one for you. I wish Miss Shelley can get you one. You know. Because I mean, she probably has one herself, being that she's on food stamps. But
No, she doesn't have a free phone. She has actually paid phone.
oh really? Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
they pay for their phones.
Okay. Mm. Yeah. All right, let me get a lap around. I'll be right back. All right. All right, now we're going up the hill now. This part is easy until I get to like the top of the hill. That's where it gets really bad. This part right here is pretty simple. It's just that I'm trying to use my upper body instead of my legs. My legs are getting strong. I can go backwards on the wheelchair, no problem. But I want to go forwards because it's almost like doing flies, pec flies at a machine. I work in my upper body pectorals and I work in my tries. I work in my shoulders, but basically the whole back, everything, but not a lot, of course. But at the same time, I'm in a seated position, so I need to stand. I'm going to do some stands in a second to work on my hips and my bones and standing, putting the weight on my legs, do some hacks and raises and calf raises. If I can stand for an hour straight standing without the walker, that's great, because I'm using 1G of gravity against my legs. But I realize the most important thing is the muscles around the legs and the joints, stuff like that. So I'm here with a whole bunch of unfortunate individuals that are messed up either mentally, physically, or both. And I'm praying for them. And I'm just grateful to God. So what I did today was I said, I'm gonna exercise to fight high blood pressure. I'm doing this wheelchair 3 times a day. Breakfast, after lunch, after dinner, every day, 3 times a day. Things I wasn't doing when I was sick anyway, at 280 pounds, and should have been doing. Amen. So, Lord, I just want to thank you for your help. I got appointment on Monday, and I've decided to throw away a lot of food that I don't need. Why? Because there's, again, sickness and disease is something that is going to kill everybody. The question is when are they going to die? And I've realized that for me, this was my situation and my weakness. So, all right, can't stretch my right leg down all the way. God knows I wish I could. It's just unfortunately it's short. All because of that dang knee. But we're gonna work on his belly and do the sit-ups. And right now, it's just my biggest thing is just standing and just on one leg, making sure that I'm just used to the 1G and flexing the muscle and doing what I gotta do. I want to decline, kind of incline too, so this allows me to really work on the hips, the knee. My left knee has beginning stages of arthritis. My right knee has severe stages of arthritis in all three parts of the knee. The ligaments, the joints, the tendons, praise God, all are there. It's just the bone spurs in the knee have been over a period of 20 years, progressed because I was 200 and roughly, how many pounds? 80 pounds, hovering 80, sometimes down to 60, down to 80, down to 60, down to 20, back to 80. Just never was the same. So, so now, got to go down the hill and up the hill. I'm trying to lift it. I'm not gonna roll it. I could roll it, but I really wanna take your time. It's a stretch, down, stretch, down, stretch, down, stretch, down. My right leg is already kind of bent. The left one is the one that's not. Down. Try not to put too much, try not to bend too. Yeah, see that? Yeah, so like I said, the biggest thing is that push off, that push. So push. I'm doing leg calf raise right now. And when you step off, you know, you gotta push those legs. You don't realize how much those calf muscles are so important in supporting your whole body. But it's good because as I've learned something about my ankles, they're weak. So calf muscles too. So I'm gonna decline right now. Out, 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 back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, push, back, push, back, push, back, push, back, push, step, heel, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. I can't do that toe on the right leg. Heel, bent, the knee is bent. All right there, last part. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Get back straight, get it back straight. Oh, nice.
Bend over. All right. What's the music? All right.